Good morning. We are here for Flow 30. We're going to be doing a lot of really challenging but fun movements that are going to help build our strength, our stamina, and we're going to have a great time doing it. So let's get right to it. And there is a couple of moves I'm going to be explaining to you just because they're a little hard to figure out, and then we'll kind of come back to them a second time. So we'll get to those here in just a minute. Let's get started all the way down onto the floor. And all the way onto your back. We will be here for just a short time. Place your hands on your belly, or one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. 3 long, deep breaths. After you finish that third breath, bend up your knees, wrap the hands around the knees and pull your knees toward your chest. Move your knees wide apart. And draw your knees back together, extend your feet up toward the ceiling. Open your legs wide into straddle stretch. Draw the legs back together. Bend your knees, land the feet on the ground, rock yourself up. Cross your feet in front. Lower down gently over your legs into an easy forward fold. Come back up, raise the hands overhead. Look up to the hands, lengthen your spine. Release the hands down to the ground, forward fold. Rise the hands up. Release the hands down. Push yourself forward into tabletop position. Round the spine, arc the spine. Rounding and arcing. One more time. And back to neutral spine. Walk the knees in close to each other. Right leg reaches back, toes onto the ground. Push back into that calf stretch. Release the knee back in, left leg back, toes on the ground. Push back into calf stretch. Release, draw that knee back in, widen the knees toward the edges of your mat. Take your hips back towards your heels, either partially or all the way back. And then release, come back up, walk the knees back in to normal tabletop position, curl the toes under, lift the hips up, downward facing dog, walk the legs out, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Lift both heels high, tuck your chin, look towards your tummy. And then lower the knees to the floor, back into tabletop. Point the toes back so you're on the tops of the feet. And I want you to hold your lower body stationary, so don't shift the pelvis left and right. Hold your pelvis in the center as you look around your right shoulder toward the right foot. Don't move the pelvis, come forward. Shift your gaze left, look over the left shoulder to the left foot. Again, back to the right, you're holding your lower body still. And back to the left. Back to center, raise the hands off the ground, reach the hands high up overhead. Lower the hands down. Reach the hands back up. Stretch it out, add a little back bend, push your hips forward, squeeze your glutes, lean back. Sweep the hands forward and then sweep the hands behind. Crown of the head comes down to the floor. Breathing in, push yourself up. Reach up high, back bend, push the hips forward, lean back, squeeze your glutes. Look forward, sweep the hands behind, crown of the head to the floor. Release, place your hands on the ground back into tabletop, and then lift up into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward until you're on your feet in standing forward fold. Let your head drop. Fold your arms, hands to opposite elbow. Let your arms, your head, and your shoulders hang toward the ground. Move your head and neck around side to side. Release your hands onto your upper shins. Bend the knees a few inches and look up. A mini squatting position here. Belly pulled in, spine is straight. Tuck your chin, look forward slightly in front of your mat. Let your hands slide down your legs, your spine rounds, your head drops. Repeating that, hands to the upper shins, look up or look forward just in front of the mat. Exhale, hands slide down your legs, forward fold. Come all the way to standing, reach the hands high up overhead. Look all the way up to the hands and lower just your hands down. Give yourself a breath. On your next breath in, reach the hands up high. Lower down, slow forward fold. Step the right foot back slowly into lunge pose. Your hands can come up on a block if you like. We're going to start to shift forward and back, forward and back. 3, 2, and 1. Bend into the front knee, step up to the front of the mat. Left foot slowly floats back. Take a long time to step the foot back nice and slow. Begin that same movement, bending, straightening, bending, straightening. Three, 2, 1. Step forward. Come all the way to standing. Reach up high. Look all the way up to the hands. Deep breath. Stretch it out. Try to reach up to the ceiling. Lower just the hands down. Breath in. Breath out. Inhaling, reaching up high. Lower down, forward fold. Feel the spine loosening, the mobility happening for our spines. Right foot floats back. Rise the hands up onto the front knee. Find that balance. Bring your spine to vertical. There's a tendency to lean forward like this, which isn't bad, but for here, with this particular flow, I want you to bring your chest all the way to vertical. Pull the belly in. Go deep into bend of the front leg. Reach the hands up high. Slowly take your gaze up toward the ceiling. And then sweep the hands down to the ground. Step up to the front of the mat. Left foot floats back. Nice and slow, in control. Hands rise to the front knee. Find your balance. Bring your upper body to vertical. Bend the front knee deeper and raise the hands overhead. Keep breathing, look up to the hands. Sweep the hands down to the ground. Step up to the front of the mat. Come all the way to standing, reach up high. Lower just the hands down. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, reach it up high. Lower down, forward fold. Fingers onto the floor, or you can always use that block. Right foot floats back. Rise the hands up onto the front knee. Bend into the front knee. Bring your chest to vertical. Feel your belly muscles working strong here. Reach the hands overhead. Your palms face each other. Take a little side bend to the left. It might just be an inch or 2 or 3. Find that balance. Come back up to center. Side bend over to the right. One more time. Back to the left. And back to the right. Back to center. Sweep the hands down to the ground. Step up to the front of the mat. Left foot slowly floats back. Rise the hands to the front knee. Get deep in the bend of the front knee. So get down there low. Make your legs work. Raise the hands overhead. Palms face each other. Side bend to the right. Just a 1-inch side bend is fine. Or 2 inches or 5 inches. Keep breathing. Back to center. Side bend left. Back to center. Side bend right. Back to center. Side bend left. Back to center. Lower the hands down. Step up to the front of the mat. Reach the hands up high. Lower just the arms down. Breath in. Breath out. Don't hesitate to pause and get some water if you need it. We'll keep going. Inhale, reach up high. Lower down, forward fold. Right foot floats back. Rise the hands onto the front knee. Deep bend of the front knee. Raise the arms overhead. Bring the palms to touch. Lower the hands onto the heart. Twist to the left. Keep your spine vertical. So you're tall. You're deep in the bend of the front leg. Slowly come forward and turn to the right. Back to center. Turn to the left and bring your elbow down onto your knee. Try to straighten the back leg. Bend the front leg. Lift up. Turn to face forward. Reach the hands up high. Lower the hands down to the ground. Step up to the front of the mat. Left foot floats back. Rise the hands up onto the front knee. Deep bend of the front leg. Reach the hands up high. Palms touch, hands to the heart. Rotate right, a vertical position. Your spine is tall. Rotate to the left. Find that balance. Keep breathing back to center. Last one, you're almost done. Rotate right, elbow down to the knee. Hold here. Straighten that back leg. Back to center. Raise the hands up high. Lower the hands down. Step up to the front of the mat. All the way to standing, reach up high. Lower the hands down. Excellent work, everybody. Challenging sequence there. Let's give ourselves a little rest. Bring your hands to the knees, your feet a little wider. Back is straight. Turn to the right. Turn to the left. Back to the right. Over to the left. Back to center. Push to standing. Reach the hands up high. Look up to the hands, full length, like you're going to touch your ceiling. Lower just the hands down. And to bring your feet back to our hip width apart position. Find your tall posture, sternum lifting, shoulders pulled back, lengthen through your legs. Inhale, reach it up high. Lower down, forward fold. Step the right foot back, lunge pose. Plant your palms. Step your left foot back, plank pose. Hold your plank. You can always bring the knees to the floor if you need it. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Knees to the floor. Point the toes back. Take your hips to your heels. And release. Come back up. Tabletop position. And curl the toes under. Lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. Now, walk the feet back a couple of inches. So just step your feet back and then shift your weight forward into plank pose. So find that perfect position, shoulders over the wrist. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, hips to heels. Come right back up. Downward facing dog. Forward into plank pose. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Knees to the floor, hips to heels. Right back up, last one. Downward facing dog. Forward to plank. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Knees to the floor, hips to heels. Rise up, the hands come off the ground, reach the hands up high. Lower the hands down, reach the hands up again. Reach the left hand forward, the right hand behind, look to the back hand. Reach both hands forward, and then other side, right hand forward, left hand back, look to the back hand. Rise both arms up, and again, back to the first side. Right arm back, left arm forward. Bring your back hand onto the thigh, the calf, or the heel. Left arm reaches up. Look up to the hand. Squeeze your legs tight. Push your feet into the floor. And power yourself up. Both hands reach up. Other side. Right hand forward, left hand back. Left hand comes onto the back of the thigh, or the calf, or the heel. Right hand reaches up. Push your hips forward. Squeeze your glutes, look up. Stay for one breath. And release, lift the hand, raise both hands up high, lower the hands down, onto the floor, tabletop position. Round the spine and arc the spine. Round and arc. All right, awesome. We're going to go through a movement here that I'm going to explain to you. And so we'll kind of experiment with it the first time through. I think we may have done this a few weeks ago, but it's been a while. So I'll show it to you. We'll do it. We'll do something else, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so here's how we do this. The elbow's on the ground, and your top leg is straight. The lower leg is bent, and the knee and hip are on the ground. Now, there's two parts to this. The arm is overhead. The first part is this. We're doing this, try not to touch the foot to the floor. So that's the first part. The second part is that when you extend the arm out and the leg out, when you go here, the hips lift. So it looks like this. You're in and you're up. In, up. Now the key here to the hips is that you lift them up and you push them forward. So hips go up and forward. Let's give it a try. So start with the extension. elbow and knee in, and then push up and down, up and down. Straighten and lift, straighten and lift. Push the hips forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Top leg is straight, lower knee is bent. Make sure you're not sinking into this support shoulder. So lift out of the shoulder, top arm reaches over, and you bring it in, and then extend and the hips lift. So a little coordination there that I didn't get right. There we go. Extend and lift, extend and lift. Push the hips forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flip it over into tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Lift up, downward facing dog. As I said, we're going to come back to that one. Walk the feet back a little if you need to. Shift the shoulders forward, over the wrist. Lower your body down to the ground. Once you've landed, feel free to adjust your body. Hands are by the mid ribs. Tuck your chin. Forehead rest on the ground. Use your hands. Push yourself up into cobra. Lower back down. Inhale, push up. Lower back down. Now, lift and hold. Take a look over here. Notice my elbows are bent and my thighs are still on the ground. Glutes are squeezing. Lower back down. So keep your thighs on the floor. Push up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up and back into child's pose. One long breath. And release. Excellent, everyone. Back to tabletop, and then lift up, downward facing dog. Always weight bearing here. So we're doing a lot of weight bearing to build our strength here in this 30 minutes. Forward to plank, knees up or knees down, lower your body to the floor. This time, lengthen your arms by your sides, so your arms are along your sides. Tuck the chin, forehead on the ground. Exhale your breath. On your inhale, lift your arms, your legs, your chin, and your chest off the ground. You don't need a high lift. Just lift a little away from the ground. Lower back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Keep going. Lift. Lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands onto the ground, push up, and back into child's pose. Release, come up, and back onto your side. We won't change a thing, so you know the pattern. Let's get 10 to each side. Lower leg is bent, top leg is straight, arm extend. Your hips are going to lift as the elbow and the knee come together. Ready? Begin. 10, 9, 8, 7. Shove the hips forward. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. By the way, I was touching my foot to the ground as I extended. I said keep it lifted. If you need to touch it, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to try to keep my foot lifted this time. Ready? Begin. Elbow to knee, hips lift. 8, 7, 6, 5. Hips forward. 3, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flip it over into tabletop. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower the knees to the floor. Right foot reaches out. Toes point away. Left hand will be on the ground. Right hand reaches. Bring their hand behind your back. Open the shoulder toward the ceiling. Just a little twist here before we add to the challenge. Release the hand to the floor. Switch sides. Left foot out, point the toes away. Left hand reaches to the ceiling. Wrap the hand behind the back. Turn, twist, open toward the ceiling. And release the hand. Back to the first side. Right leg out. Your left leg is going to straighten. So the underneath leg, straighten it, drop the heel down. Both feet are firmly on the ground, or the side of your foot, and the bottom of your right foot. Reach the right hand up high. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. And release. If this one's too much for you, keep the knee of the lower leg on the ground. Left leg out. Extend the support leg. Now you can bring the knee to the floor there if you need to, like I've done here. Left arm up, reach. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back in. So again, the modification, you can do it like this with the knee down, or straighten the leg and the knee down, or keep that leg all the way straight. So let's do it one more time. Right leg out, and adjust your left leg. Right arm up, hold. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Left leg out. Adjust your right leg in a way that works for you. When you're ready, raise the arm and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Tabletop position. Lift the hands off the ground. Reach the hands up high. Lower the hands by your sides. Roll the shoulders. Other direction. Move your head and neck side to side. Come all the way to seated position. Bring your legs out in front. Awesome work, everybody. Straighten out those legs and move into straddle. You can set the block underneath you if that helps. You're welcome to keep the back straight and lean forward. Or if you prefer, round the back and drop it down. Moving slowly, lift yourself up. Bring the right hand onto the right shin. Slide the hand toward the foot. Left arm reaches up and over. Power yourself up. Switch sides. Feel your heart rate slowing down. Feel your body cooling. Come back up. Cross the legs in front. Feel free to set that block underneath. The knees can be elevated if there's any damage or injury to the hips, knees, or ankles. Otherwise, the knees are lower. Forward fold. So we did a ton of great strength work in a very short time, a very efficient workout. Great job for doing it. Let's switch the other foot in front. So if you found this particularly challenging, this would be a great workout to favorite and come back to. And you can always, put the video on pause and work on some of the moves if you like. And you will definitely build your strength with body weight exercises like this. So nice job, good work. Let's come out of this. And we are all done. And I hope you love this workout. And I'll look forward to seeing you again for our next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.